Welcome, SHERYL, orgasmic flow facilitator. Thank you so much for accepting this invitation. I will share with everyone, SHERYL will share everyone a little bit more of what is an orgasmic flow facilitator for the ones that are not here. But first of all, I want to briefly share with you why did I invite SHERYL to Surrendering to the Soul. And it's because a good friend of ours, shared with me her practices, thinking that, I probably could be very interested in it. And I totally was. So she has this beautiful playlist called Orgasmic Flow, actually, on YouTube, which is a practice for women to connect deeper with your erotic genius. So that's why we're calling this episode the Erotic Genius, because when I was doing the practice, I really felt it. I have done so many practices, and really this meditation took me to connect. No, it wasn't about the orgasmic experience and about the pleasure, but about the connection with my erotic genius. Because that's actually a practice I was doing always by myself without having a guidance. It's just like, it's something I find out that is the way I experience it. I tend to connect and get a lot of messages by my intimacy, by having intimacy with myself and having my self-pleasure time. And then when I find that this practice that you have on YouTube was guiding me to do exactly what actually I was doing already, but it's so much better when you have a music and when you have someone who is guiding you and you can fully surrender because you feel supported. So being supported. Am I doing it right? Well, also I have to say that if you guys like accents, you're going to have fun here. Because we both have a strong accent. Anyways, so this practice really made me want to have a conversation with SHERYL and learn more where actually she came, what made her do that practice, and what was her path that took her to this way. So please, SHERYL, introduce yourself. Welcome to Surrendering to the Soul.
Thank you, Jen. Thank you for inviting me to Surrendering to the Soul. And it's so beautiful to hear that you really embraced the practice, and you already had a practice to begin with. And my meditation supported your own practice that you already have. So, that tells me you already do tap into your erotic genius, which is beautiful. Yeah. And all of us are auto-erotic. All of us have that ability, that capacity to tap into that eros, that erotic part of ourselves. And for me, it is an essential part of feeling alive. Tapping into my authentic orgasmic essence is life energy. And without it,
missing, so that's good. My erotic genius is awakening. It's too early. Wait a couple more hours.
Well, sorry, they say
guys, a strange allergy. Sorry, let me let everybody know that I have strange allergy. But I didn't want to postpone this because, as you see, SHERYL is on her boat, and she lives on a boat sailing 70% of the time. So it has been challenging for the both of us to find a time that she was available and I was available. And today worked out so well. And I feel fine, but it's just I have this allergy. So I said, no, we're doing it. And I can mute myself whenever I have to sneeze. So please, SHERYL, go on.
Yeah. So, what I was saying was that, many years ago, I discovered my autoerotic self. Now, it wasn't until I was 30 that I discovered this. And what happened was I went off the pill. My husband had gone away. I went off the pill. And so I had time to spend with myself. I had 3 months by myself. I had time to discover myself. I had time to pamper myself. I had time to discover my own self-pleasure practice. And what woke inside of me was this incredible turn on and this multiple orgasmic person that I'd never known before. And I learned that I could orgasm at the drop of a hat, at the drop of a thought. And my husband came home and he was shocked, horror, like what the, like he thought I was having an affair. And I had been with myself.
Yes,
So
you were
that was
having an affair with a romance with yourself.
Yeah,
So
it
important.
was.
So important to cultivate a romance with yourself. I find that that's my priority in my life, and that has to be, I have to have time for keep the romance alive and keep the connection and intimacy with myself, because when that is missing, the rest really is actually flaking. Is that the right word? Like it's tumbling. It's tumble way easier. Okay, so he thought you were cheating on him. Oh my.
Yeah. He thought I was cheating on him because he came home to this new woman who was just so alive and so turned on and so orgasmic that I hadn't been before he went away. So it kind of freaked him out. He did get used to it, and then he changed my nickname to his little nymph. So he did appreciate it. Yeah. And then together we discovered this book called Think and Grow Rich. And in this book was a chapter called Sexual Transmutation. And that took me off on a different journey completely. Again, I started exploring the concept of sexual transmutation. And that's when I started up my business called the ST Studio, which was all about teaching people the art of sexual transmutation. So basically cultivating your sexual energy and then using that sexual energy for creativity. And so I was immersed in this work for 5 years and immersed in a turn-on orgasmic state every day for 5 years. And what I discovered in those 5 years was just a totally different level that I never knew existed, which was a transcendental state that, to me, it was like a channeling state. So an erotic genius would come through me and my creativity would come through me. And after each session, I would just write and write and write and write. So I would have these experiences which I never fully understood until I read a book called Transcendent Sex, and they were like astral traveling and astral traveling into other people's bodies. And it was just so way out and freaky and weird. Anyway.
Wow, we need to read that book.
Yeah. So the journey then happened that I suppose my background and conditioning, my unconscious, still had this negative narrative of sexual shame, that sex is shameful or sex is negative. And that's, obviously from my upbringing, from school, from going to a Christian school, Lutheran college. And so this negative narrative made me very vulnerable to criticism, I suppose, and shame. And someone planted a seed of shame in my mind that what I was doing was wrong and dirty somehow. And that one comment had me just totally crumble and just totally destroy everything that I had built. Totally destroy everything.
Question. Like, how many years ago was this happening?
That was, so I ran my business from 2005 to 2011. And
Okay.
so 2011, this seed of shame was planted and I just totally demolished, self-sabotaged everything, everything. And the comment was something along the lines of, you don't have to be doing this, like insinuating that it was sex work, which it wasn't. And for me, I felt so privileged to be doing what I was doing, so privileged. Like every day I was just turned on by life. It was just amazing. And it brought me so much wealth and health. And, I believe it's, I discovered that our sexual energy can also heal ourselves, heal our bodies. It maintains our youth. It does so much, so much. It's not just for feeling good and making babies. So, it's taken me 12 years. No, it's taken me probably 10 years. And it wasn't until I reconnected with our mutual friend, Carrie, that reignited me, or she reminded me who I used to be. She reminded me of what I had actually done for her when I met her in the Himalayas, because we met in the Himalayas, 15 years ago, and I introduced her to her autoerotic self.
She's amazing. She's amazing. I love her too.
Yeah.
She was in the first episode of Surrender to the Soul. On the first one or the second one? I interview her, and yeah, she's amazing. So you guys should watch that episode with Coach K.
I will. I'll have to watch that. Yeah, incredible woman. And so it turned full circle. So what I had done for her 15 years ago, she did for me, 2 years ago. So since then, we've had this container together where we've been totally uncensored. We've been totally authentic. And, that has changed both of our lives. So it is my goal to create that kind of container for other women, along with teaching that the concept of your autoerotic self, your erotic genius, your authentic essence, orgasmic flow state, with those meditations. So, I'm nearly finished putting the icing on the cake of my course for orgasmic flow and essence container for women. And this work for me is I have to do this. This is a reclamation of, the loss of my turn on for, over 10 years. This is reclaiming my autoerotic self and sharing it with the world. So that's it in a nutshell.
Yes. Tell us a little bit about that, that program, that yes, membership. It's going to be a membership, you were saying before we went on camera too, right? That people is going to have that. It's going to be a container that they have the possibility to have the membership as well. Tell us more about it. Mm-hmm. So how it's going to be, who's working, or tell us a little bit more on that. And then we are going to jump a little bit about the erotic genius and something you can give us for to taste a little bit of that for the women who they don't have their own practices, and they want to start to dive into this beautiful experience to connect deeply with your erotic genius. It's genius. It's like when I heard in the meditation, it was like that. It is what it is. Because the transmissions you get while you are in that orgasmic flow, when you are already into that, it's just, you just have to leave it to believe it. Okay, let's go back to your program, to the container.
So the foundation is a course, and it's a 7-part course, and I've designed the course in sync with the chakra system so that it's easy to follow along, starting at your base chakra, your foundation, and going all the way up to your crown chakra, Sahasrara, where you can experience transcendental experiences and receive channeling the transmissions from orgasmic flow. So, the course is the container and the foundation, and then around that, like I said, one of the most important things that has helped me was that being uncensored with not only Carrie, but I've with other girlfriends and the sailing yoga retreats that I do, I always set the intention of, okay, this is an uncensored space totally open. And that is incredibly healing. This is the antidote to shame. The antidote to shame is connection and acceptance and empathy. So the container, the essence container where women can come and share their uncensored essence, their authentic self, is probably more important than the course itself, is to be able to share that with other women. But the course it's a combination of all the things that I went through and that I learned to help me reclaim my turn on, to help me reclaim my authentic essence. So I've always maintained my practice of orgasmic flow, but it's been in the container of marriage and still under that shadow of shame, that background shame. And it it wasn't until I was able to express all of that in that uncensored container with Carrie that it's freed me from that cloud of repression and shame. Yeah.
Wow, how beautiful. How, like, is that by monthly? It's gonna be like 6 months, a year? Like, do you have already a time set for this course?
So I'll launch the course by the end of the month. And
this month. So July.
Yeah, at the end of this month. So probably August.
I need to work in this.
End of July.
Okay. So soon.
It's ready. It's ready. It is nearly ready. I just have to trial it out on a few people.
I can serve as a
Absolutely, Jen, because you've experienced my meditations and you've got so much out of them, I was going to ask you actually if you'd help me by trialing my course.
Fuck yeah. For everything that connects me with my erotic genius, I say, fuck yeah. That's my priority. Even when I feel like I'm so busy in my life and everything, I know it's going to pay off. I know that time when I surrender 1, 2, 3 hours, who cares? It's like I turn my phone off. Of course, it's not like I'm going to ignore a client or something that it needs me. Like I'm not going to not pick up my son at school. I'm not talking about that. But when you're full in your head, when you are creating stories about things that you should do, and you are not actually attending what your needs truly are, right? And when I have those times when truly my soul is asking me to just stay with you, enjoy yourself, is the times when I'm checking and actually I don't have anything to do. It's just in my head that I feel like I need to cook and I need to do groceries and I need to find new clients, etc. And that's a time when I turn my phone off and I just play my playlist or whatever I need to do, sometimes even in silence. And I stay with my erotic genius. I'm still in it. I call it diosa creadora de realidades because I talk in Spanish in my courses I'm giving now. But yeah, that's a time when actually you surrender and the magic happens. And then when you come back to your life, things are aligned. Like a new client just got there, just calls me and everything, like something that I had to pay, all of a sudden I don't have to pay it anymore. I don't know. I cannot even explain how it works. Or the right answer comes to me in whatever direction I need to take or whatever message I have to pass on to someone who is actually something that probably I want to help them. And I feel guilty to give me that free time because I feel like I should be calling that person or keep them company. But actually, by connecting with my erotic genius, I'm way more productive because then I channel the right information for that person or the right words that sometimes because I'm not fueling my heart, I cannot actually support them the way they actually need it. It's just the way I think is the best for them. But when I channel the information and it comes to me and it comes from a place that is so safe because I know I'm not creating it. based on fears or based on belief system is something I'm truly feeling that person needs to hear or needs to do. And I pass it on, and it's just that release that you feel by connecting. Truly, I don't know how to explain it. Sometimes it's so hard to find words, but I know you get it. I can tell, like I know you know more than me, of course, so much that you can offer to other women, because this is new for me. I have just exploring it in the last, I would say 4 years, but mostly by my own, taking few courses there from another woman who I have learned so much. But I think at the bottom line, it's your own practice, and is the time you actually surrender to get to know yourself deeply. And it doesn't matter the practice or the techniques you have. Of course, that's going to enhance it and that's going to support you. But the more acceptance you have for your body and for what is happening in your life, your inner world, your exterior world, that's really gonna, I think in my case, that was the big deal. That was the game changer.
Yeah. And you really notice when you're not in your turn on, don't you? Life is more of a effort and more of a struggle. And when you return to it, like you said, synchronicities just happen. And you don't speak from here, the analytical mind. It just comes through, and it comes through the unconscious wisdom of your own erotic genius. Yeah.
Amazing. Okay, well, we have another question. I have another question about your program. So you're saying you're launching it in July, at the end of July, hopefully. But did you say for the length of the course?
So, because it's in draft stage now. So
yeah, okay.
It follows the 7 chakras, so there are 7 parts to it, and it will be self-directed. So it's an online course, and then I'll create the membership container, which will be ongoing. So I'll have weekly or second weekly Zoom sessions where all the people in the course can connect and express their uncensored, authentic, orgasmic essence. And we'll cover topics from the course and discuss, question answer, and just support each other, and it's that important container. So that will be a part of the course. So that will be an ongoing membership. So the course itself, you do it at your own pace. You might want to hungrily consume it in a week, or you might want to take it more slowly and just do 1 lesson a week and really integrate it into your soul. Yeah.
Okay. I'm so excited about this that is coming up, because I know it's going to be beautiful. I invite you guys to check SHERYL's playlist on her YouTube channel. I think she just have couple, right? I got stuck with this one because I'm still working on it. I use it about 2 or 3 times a week, and I usually pass out during the playlist. At the end of it, it's so beautiful and it's so well done, because it's like it gets my ride, like the ups and downs. And I haven't even. I'm not done with that one. What can I say? It's been a couple of months and I'm still like, that's my playlist. Actually, on YouTube, I create just one folder for that meditation. So when it's done, because I'm usually falling asleep, then nothing else comes after. So you definitely should sell that on your website so people can download it.
Yeah.
Okay. So before we wrap up, is there any practice that you can share with us so we get a little taste of the orgasmic flow and essence?
Yes. I just want to show you my intention cards. I'll tell you about that practice. I'll just give me 1 sec.
Sounds good. I don't know whoever is listening to this right now, Do you know that one of my dreams is actually get to live in a on a sailing boat eventually. And then here I am interviewing Cheryl while she's in her boat. I didn't know she was in her boat actually.
You'll have to come on one of my sailing yoga retreats.
Oh, I will love to. Too far though, but yeah, I do want to.
It's winter right now and it's 27 degrees.
Yeah. Oh, it's winter and it's 27.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So
really winter.
So in December it's actually, yeah, it's super hot.
Very hot, yeah.
Like
hot
40 degrees?
No, it's probably not. It can get up much as 40, but it's probably consistently around about 35, 37.
Yeah, that will be my time. That will be the time that I should go, January. Yeah, we'll talk about that. We'll see.
Yeah.
I need to visit.
Yeah.
I need to. That's one of my places on the list anyway. So the sooner the better, right?
Yeah. So my practice before I go into orgasmic flow, which is basically a self-pleasure practice. So before I self-pleasure and go or listen to a meditation, go into that altered state, I always choose an intention or set an intention for the energy that I'm creating. And because orgasmic flow is an altered state, your unconscious mind becomes permeable. So this gives you a chance to overwrite any negative programming you have with a positive conscious program to replace that negative programming. So for that purpose, I created my Wild Heart intention cards, and I created these years ago. These were a part of the work that I did with the ST studio.
So those are yours?
Yes.
But do you sell them still?
Yes, yeah, I sell them.
Oh, she sells them in your website? I didn't see them on your website. Oh, I didn't see them. Okay. Show us again. Show us a little bit.
In the main menu. So they're called Wild Heart intention cards.
Okay, beautiful. So we're going to pull one for today?
You're going to pick one. You're going to pick one. So I'll just shuffle and you tell me when to...
I'll pick it.
Where is it? Here you go.
There we go.
Okay, and you have chosen. You have chosen this one.
Oh, I'm not surprised. Kundalini.
Where are we? This one is I call my spirit back. So what I would do is I would do my self-pleasure practice. I would go in a flow and I would take from my intention some words that really resonate with me. So you don't have to remember the whole intention. You just interpret it however you want to interpret it and take a few words to focus on. Use as your drishti, as your focus for that altered state. So I call my spirit back. I use the power and intensity of my turn on to call my wild spirit back into my being. I may not know where I have let it escape, or I may know where I have let it escape or may not. It doesn't matter. It is only when I am infused with the spirit of the wild, true inspiration, creativity, and a renewed energy to face a challenge life throws at me returns. My spirit is the divine feminine. So here we go.
Ooh. Can you later send me a picture of that?
I will. I'll send you a picture of that.
Thank you. Beautiful.
And another practice that I do, because you can do self-pleasure practice, but then you want to bring that flow state into everyday life. You want to bring that orgasmic flow to face the world and all your challenges, because there are many. So what I do is I tune in to my orgasmic energy several times a day with some breath work, and I'll circulate that energy with the figure 8 breath. So I focus in on my yoni, and I know I'm in tune or turned on when I feel a buzzing sensation. in my yoni. And then I close my eyes and I visualize that, bring that energy up to the clavicle notch, round to the top of the bindu at the top of the head, through Ajna and back down C7, like a figure 8 breath. So it comes up, around, and down the back.
Mm-hmm.
And I use a pelvic floor squeeze with that. So as I breathe in, I squeeze, and I squeeze that energy all the way to the top of the head. And then I let it flow down my back on the breath out. So breathing up the front to the top. And when I breathe out or release, it rolls back down the bottom of my spine. And that's a beautiful way just to reconnect with your
So the
turn
figure
on.
8 is like, it's like on the side, like it's vertical. So for people to see, it's like, this is the first circle, and then this will be the second circle, but the little one, and then on the back, that's when you close it on your root chakra, right? So it's gonna be so for some newies that they're not familiar with this figure 8 circulation breath work, then this first circle is the one you do in your chest, and then the small circle is gonna be around your head. Am I right?
Yes.
Okay. Just making sure. Some people might see it and they might want to do it and they might not fully understand. So make sure they understand the figure 8 is not going to be like this. It's going to be on the side, right?
Yes. Yeah. So I don't know if you want to do that now or just explaining that.
No, let's do it. Whatever you think you can share here and you want to share with us, we'll pick it.
Okay. Well, let's do it. So close down your eyes, soften your eyes, closing your eyes, and tuning into your yoni, tuning into your root chakra, Muladhara, and give it a little squeeze. Give your pelvic floor muscles a squeeze. They're the muscles that you squeeze. When you squeeze them, you stop and start the flow of urine. So give them a squeeze and just acknowledge them and find them. Know that they're there. And on your next breath in, breathing in, and as you breathe in, squeeze those muscles and visualize a ball of light flowing up the front of your body to your clavicle notch. And then that ball of light is going to pass through to the back of your head, up to the top of your head. And that's on the in-breath. On the out-breath, as you release, that ball of light is going to go through the center of your brain, through your third eye, back to C7, at the back of your notch, back of your spine, and rolling back all the way down your back. So breathing in, squeeze, drawing that breath up the front of your body to the top of your skull, top of your crown, and breathing out, letting it pass through the center of your midbrain, rolling down the back of your spine. I'll talk you through it once more and then do a couple of breaths in your own pace. So breathing in, squeeze your pelvic floor, bring that ball of light up the front of your body to the top of your crown, and releasing through the midbrain, rolling that ball of light down the back of your spine to the base again. So I'm going to sit quietly while you do 2 more at your own pace.
Ooh, ooh, ooh.
Ready, gently blinking open your eyes. Coming back to presence. And that's just a beautiful way that you can tune in to your sexual energy any time of the day, anywhere you are, just to retune, reconnect, reignite that beautiful life energy and circulate it so that your whole body feels it.
I love it. I loved it. Thank you so much. I can feel it. Actually, did my face change a little bit? I think I kind of got blushed. Yes, totally. Because
that energy, you kind of relaxed too. There's more of
when it goes up,
relax.
It's so beautiful to bring that energy up, and we just flare up again. it's sometimes it's a beautiful thing that you're mentioning, that we could do this every time, not just in bed, not just like on a sexual practice or like in a self-pleasure practice, but also in life. And that's, in my particular case, that's something I'm integrating currently more and more. But sometimes I forget. I'm not used to do it everything, right? And sometimes it's like, no, wait, I'm actually with my energy is actually very concentrated on my lower chakra. So it's actually release it a little bit, moving it up, and actually create that orgasmic flow, because it's there for us to use it. It's just for us to actually enjoy it. There's so much pleasure that it's available for us in the daily activities that we don't need to be like, oh, it's so stressful, it's so difficult to do this. And that's why we actually we disconnect.
Yeah, beautiful. Thank you so much, Jen, for having me and being so interested and enthusiastic about this, because I am too.
Yes, of course. Thank you so much, SHERYL, and Yasmin too, because she goes by by those two names, those beautiful names, if you know her by Jasmine, but she's also SHERYL. And thank you so much for sharing your wisdom with other women. We all need it. We all forget. There's a time and place that, a chapter in our lives that we disconnect, even when we're so connected. Sometimes we forget. And it's a beautiful thing that we can remind to each other, and we can learn from each other, despite the age gap, the experience, the background. This is something we all have. This is something, it's available for all of us. And
Yes,
it's just there for us to embrace it, and to don't feel ashamed about it, and accept when you are. And also, for me, it has been a journey also to accept it when I'm not there. That sometimes I can push it, and I can create that flow for me, but sometimes it doesn't have my priority, and that's not where I want to be. I want to be a little more in my pain and in my lows, and that's also part of the game, and that's also part of the full acceptance of your process, of the process of life you're experiencing. So in any way, in any chapter that you are in, just surrender to the soul, because it will tell you what to do. It will tell you. So when you're hearing a call to give you some self-pleasure, trust that time will align for giving you that container, so you can explore yourself deeply. And you will prove it, that when you are back into life, the synchronicity is scary. It's too much. It's like, what happened? What happened?
Yeah.
Yes. Anything else that you want to add, SHERYL?
Yeah, look, if any of your viewers are super keen and super interested in this work and do want to be part of my trial for this course.
Okay, we're looking for trials. How many spots do you have for that?
For the trial? Wow. Yes. I think 10 will be a good number for the trial.
Okay, and what do they need for that? What's the expectation?
What's the expectation? So a part of the expectation is to obviously do the course.
Yes.
And provide feedback.
Yes.
So I mean, that's the main thing. I want to refine it really, really well, so that I'm, when I do release it, that it really does what I say it is going to do, and help women to really tune into their orgasmic flow, their erotic genius. So the only requirement is feedback, and also to try and be involved. I'm going to set up the essence container for women, and they can also be a part of that, as a supplement, as that uncensored container to express, and in the presence of non-judgmental, beautiful women.
Okay, then we know. And how can I say this? I don't have the right words coming up right now, but what's the time commitment? What, so they people know, it's like, it's gonna be like, do they need to invest a month, couple of weeks, couple months?
Just 1 month.
Okay.
So 1 month to do the online course at their own pace. I think 1 month will give you plenty of time to complete the online part of the course. And then I will offer several Zoom sessions along the way to help integrate the
Yes.
course and to provide that container.
Okay, that's for the trial, right? That's for the trial.
Yes.
For the whole month. Okay. Well, ladies, diosas, goddess, there we go. I'm in. I know I'm one. So you just have 9 spots left. Just so you know. Okay, Sheryl. So perfect. Thank you so much for that information. We're definitely gonna spread the word out there. I'm sure there's gonna be many women who are interested in diving into their erotic genius and learn what the hell is that. If they haven't, this is the time. Take this beautiful opportunity. You are not gonna regret it. This is a life changer for sure. And also, let me add something really quickly here. What it gives you this practice is a vision. It's vision about what it gives you. The practice about connecting with your erotic genius is a vision about actually what you are doing here, what the next step could be, where is your pleasure, where is the opportunities for you to actually expand yourself. So this is never a waste of time. This is never something you should feel ashamed of, like, oh, I've been doing so much of me time, like a couple hours a day. No, do it. The more you do it, actually, for me, it's something I cannot not doing it in a week. Like, I need to do it at least a couple times a week. When I have passed 1 week without doing it, I am already cranky. I'm already like, it's not about the orgasm. It's about actually the connection and nurturing that vision of actually, what am I doing here? What's the whole point of this? What's the whole point? So
yeah.
Thank you so much for giving us this. I'm definitely going to spread the word out there. Thank you again, Sheryl. And guys, let's keep surrendering. And remember,
Thank you, Jen. Thank you so much.
Yes, and remember, no need to buckle up because this trip is being guided by the spirit. Bye.